Hi, my name's Lisa and I'm the founder of Rooted Plants, and today we're going to make a rainforest Oya together. Let's go.
Started with a terracotta saucer from a local nursery and this 3-litre Oya from upontherooftop.com.au. Oyas are low fired to increase porosity, slowly releasing water to your plants and making overwatering a thing of the past. Oyas are traditionally buried beneath the soil, and these ones are tested for heavy metals, so they're great for growing edibles. Today, however, we'll use them for ornamentals, and the first step is to fill that up. For step number 2, I grab my bucket and trusty mini hoe and go in search of a substrate to coat the Oya in. I'm looking for a clay soil, and luckily living in Sydney, I don't have to go too far to find exactly what I'm after. Using my hoe, I break the soil up and crush it into finer particles, trying to remove rocks and other debris and add it into my bucket. As I'm heading back up to the greenhouse, I wait for my shadow and best bud Nyla, who is going on 14, to catch up. I fill up my hose watering can with water to mix with my substrate. I add in a little water at a time as I want to create a clay-like mix that holds its shape. If it's too dry, it will crack when flattened, and if it's too wet, it'll fall apart in my hands and all over my Oya. It takes a little while to massage the water through the soil, but it's pretty crucial to the project to get it to just the right consistency. As you can see, this is exactly what we're aiming for. You can always add more water or more clay soil to adjust the mix. Once we have our substrate, we can start to apply it to the surface of our Oya. I do this by grabbing a handful of clay and flattening it out. Holding the Oya steady with one hand, I apply the soil to the surface using the palm of my other hand and continue flattening and adhering the clay to the terracotta. I would estimate the thickness of the clay at 5 to 10 mil, but I don't really stick to an exact science here. When the surface is covered, and you don't have to cover it all like I have here, we're up to the best part, adding the plants. This is just how I like to tackle this next part. Feel free to find your own way, but I like to start at the top of the Oya and work my way down. I should mention that prior to this step, I foraged for moss and hunted plants around the nursery, focusing on plants that will remain small to minimize the amount of maintenance required. I took cuttings and popped them in a tray ready to go. I use moss to cover the surface of the Oya and to cover the roots of the plants, essentially planting them on the surface using moss to keep their roots moist. Don't you love that word? The clay acts like glue, holding everything in place. If the plant weighs too much, it may need to be tied to the surface. I use fishing line to make it less detectable, but once the plant attaches to the surface, you can usually remove it. Using a variety of mosses will give you differing colours and textures across the surface of the Oya. Make sure you choose shade-loving mosses and forage for them in environments with conditions similar to this microhabitat that you are creating. Some great plants to use that will love this setup include Photonia varieties, jewel orchids and other miniature orchids, small ferns and Selaginella, Saxifraga, Pilea and Peperomia species, small begonia species, carnivorous plants, and Tillandsias. Really, the sky's the limit, especially as the size of your vessel increases. Think terracotta baths, pots and bowls that can double as mini ponds, hollow terracotta statues or totems. Oh man, I have too many projects on my wish list. Just remember, the plants you choose to add to the Oya will determine the long-term care required and where you can grow it. Make sure all the plants have similar preferences in regards to warmth, humidity, and light to increase your chances of long-term success. So when it comes to adding the plants, I think whatever makes your eyes happy is the way to go, and that is different for everyone. Me personally, I like to group some plants together and also create space for just moss or feature standalone plants. I like to layer from top to bottom, adding depth, pops of colour, and creating a structured chaos that allows for happy accidents. Who doesn't love Bob Ross's ethos? A living work of art is the aim, and the art only needs to be appreciated by you. This section is a little long, so instead of babbling on, I'll add a little music and chime back in towards the end.
Free, I wouldn't wanna go. We wouldn't have to say it. There's too many times I've asked you to be here. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. Park, wait, sit, calm down, take breaths, sit, calm down. Park, wait, watch the sun down. Take breaths, sit and calm down. Free, I wouldn't wanna go. We wouldn't have to say it. There's too many times I've asked you to be here. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. Park, wait, sit and calm down. Take breaths, sit and calm down. Park, wait, watch the sun down. Take breaths, sit and calm down.
I grab a microfiber cloth here to clean up, wiping any excess mud off the Oya and the leaves of the plants attached. You can also use a spray bottle to help clean up the surface.
I don't want to float anymore. I hold you to me close, to me close. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. If I could have anything, I'd lose my will to be so free. I wouldn't wanna go, we wouldn't have to say it. There's too many times I've asked you to be here. There's something else about it. There's something else about the way you make me wanna. There's something else about it. There's something else.
Because it's the middle of winter and I've used a few warmth and humidity loving mosses and plants, I pop the whole Oya into a plastic tub to up the humidity and hopefully prevent any cuttings from failing. I usually leave the Oya in the tub for a week or two to establish.
Thanks for joining us today. I hope you liked this tutorial on how to make your own rainforest Oya. Please like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments. Good luck on making your very own. I'll see you later. Bye.